Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the world you are. I hope you're doing great. Thanks for joining for another Saturday, another session with Zero to Hero Microsoft Learning Room community. So happy to have you here. It is the power of a community and the enthusiasm and motivation from the learners, professionals all around the world that we are all together able to move forward with the community and sessions. So today we have Namrata Agrawal together with us on a stage with the topic of accessible power apps unlocking inclusivity. So happy and excited to learn more about her experience in this area. And I won't take that much of time. And as usual, we have several slides to talk about Microsoft Learn, the programs within the community, Zero to Hero community, and other learning rooms. And the code of conduct, I will be just taking 3 to 4 minutes of the session time, and then I will quickly bring up Namrata on the stage, and I will remove myself from stage. So Microsoft Learn, as we usually talk about Microsoft Learn, make it your homepage. This actually turned into our slogan. So make it your homepage. Every time you open Microsoft Learn, you see something new, you get updates. We have free learning and training paths to customize for yourself, free exam practices, and a lot of hundreds of thousands of features and learning paths that you can benefit from. So there are also learning rooms like us, like Zero to Hero and other learning rooms you can access through aka.ms/learning rooms, and you can find more about aka.ms/Microsoft Learn community. So these are tech communities under Microsoft Learn tech community that brings all of us together, from learners, students, fresh graduates to professionals, speakers all around the world, and Microsoft employees, MVPs, regional directors, all together to talk about technology, share experience. And this is actually the core idea to being always together within an environment. So looking forward to see you in the learning room and Microsoft Learn. You might heard or not about Microsoft Applied Skills. So this is kind of a new type of verifying your skills comparing to Microsoft certifications. The main differences here is with Microsoft certifications, you validate a broad technical proficiency while you are taking the examination. However, with Applied Skills, you just need to validate one specific skill that you are expert in. And you need also to know in general about Microsoft certifications. For instance, if you are preparing for AZ700, Azure Network Expert, AZ400, Azure DevOps Technologies, or AZ104, Azure Administrator, so then you need to be expert and already been working in that area for some time and knowing the different kind of resources and how to configure those resources, how to troubleshoot, knowing the best practices. This is not the case with Applied Skills. With Applied Skills, you go into a project-based examination and you get different kind of bunch of tasks that you need to validate with those tasks in a lab environment that Microsoft Learn provides to you. So as mentioned, it's a broad breadth of skills. Here is a scenario-specific skills. Exam is interactive. With Microsoft certifications, it's interactive elements that you need to choose different kind of questions, multiple answers, drag and drop. Here with Applied Skills, you have the interactive lab experience. You need to schedule Microsoft certifications. Here with Applied Skills, you just go and launch the exam, and you can just directly go for it. And after you finish the project, actually, I cannot call it even exam. It is actually a live project that you need to configure in there in a live environment. After you finish the project, you click on the finish the project, and then it evaluates your lab, and then it returns if you pass or fail. We are looking forward to see you all pass. So with that said, we have a 50% of exam discount voucher for this session. So Namrata will be choosing the best question after the session. If you have any questions, just try to type them all during the session, and at the end we will have Q&A time to answer your questions. With that said, we have Microsoft Backyard released several months ago for the first episode. It's on YouTube. Watch it. It's interesting. It's not technical sessions. It's about the lifestyle and life of Microsoft professionals, Microsoft employees. So we interview with them, and we are asking for their success stories they share with us. New episodes are coming up. So this is kind of a spoiler that I'm sharing here, but looking forward to share them soon on our YouTube channel. So My last slide is about the code of conduct of being aware of each other, friendly and patient, welcome and respectful, opening to question viewpoints and understanding differences, being kind and considerate to others. With that said, I'm bringing up Namrata to the stage. Hi, Namrata. I know it's
Hi, Hamid.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much for having me in the session today. I'm really hoping that people are excited for a new topic, new domain, and really experiencing the enthusiasm right now at the moment.
Absolutely. I am. I'm so excited, just looking forward to learn more about your experience. So I'm just removing my slides from the screen. I'm bringing up your screen. Here's your screen here. So you can bring up your slides.
Sure. Let me know once my screen is visible.
I see your screen, but it's not your slide. It's the screen that you have StreamYard on.
Okay. Let me know once my screen is visible now.
Yes, now I see your slides. Yeah. Yes, amazing.
Perfect.
It's visible. Okay, I'm removing myself from the screen and the stage is yours. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Amit. So, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from India. I'm really excited to have this session today. And the good and the amazing topic is accessible power apps, unlocking inclusivity. So, you must be wondering that what is accessible power apps and what is inclusivity and how we can unlock it. You must be having a lot of questions. Even I also had this question in my mind when I was also wondering about this topic, like how I'm thinking about the accessibility and how we can bridge the gap of inclusivity and accessibility through technology. So I would like to introduce Power Platform, where we solve the bridge and we connect two bridges of accessibility and inclusivity. So first of all, think about any experience. Any experience. For instance, you are playing with a game and you wanted to make sure that even if you have vision impairments or something like that, but you wanted to experience it, do you feel that something should stop you because of your cognitive abilities? Maybe do you feel that someone should stop you because of your impairments? I don't think so, because I feel that experience should be for all if we are dealing with technology. Because what is technology? Technologies are for experiences, right? And we have to make sure that how we can deliver experience to everybody. So here we start the session today. So a bit about myself, that I am actually a Power Platform developer and I have a good experience in developing Power Apps and of course in other technology stacks as well. So a short introduction about me, that I have a Women Hack AI winner in Siemens and won a lot of hackathons. Apart from that, I was HP Summer Scholar. And of course, I love traveling. I have been to different parts of the world and I still count on a lot of countries and hoping what could be the next part for me now. So yeah, so that's a short story about me. So talking about the agenda of today's session would be, I'll be giving you the overview on accessibility, Power Platform, and inclusions. Along with that, I'll be helping you to understand that what are the challenges in the world of technology, where accessibility definitely plays a vital role, and how we can deal with it. And because of that, we need to have a good vision to set up in our mind, just to make sure that we are not in a race of feeling a gap in the world. Next is, I'll be helping you to understand that how we can remove that gap by bringing Power Platform into the action, and how Power Platform minimize the gap by creating an application which is of course accessible to all of us. And with a live demo, this will definitely help us to understand that how we can bring a application. And then in the last, I'll be helping you to understand that how we can connect artificial intelligence in Power Platform to enhance, to innovate in the accessibility world. And we can leverage the technologies to make sure the challenges and the experiences are being taken care of and being addressed. So this is how AI plays a vital role in the world. So talking about the agendas, the introductions, you must be having a lot of questions at the moment. But what is it? Like, So let me get started with, first of all, the basic facts. We have to be very aware about first thing, that is that over 1 billion people in the world, I'm talking about the world right now, they are experiencing impairments, they are experiencing different abilities, and that's not normal, right? We have to be it's not like something which we have to be like ignoring something, or maybe something like taking it very normal, but we have to be very aware about the facts that a lot of people have different impairments. It could be some vision impairment, it could be hearing impairment, it could be cognitive impairments. This could be very normal, and we have to generalize it that they are part of us, and we are in that community itself, because we are, thinking from everyone's perspective, not about that we are making a group of, majorities versus minorities. We do not enforce that, because we have to make sure the experience is for everyone. So right now, according to WHO reports, you could clearly see that more than 1.5 billion people are right now experiencing hearing problems. There could be another statistic which could say that 1.3 billion people actually feel and actually experience different types of disabilities. So this could be a very, very heavy percentage, I would say. And of course, we have to be very cautious before even we think about any solution in the world to solve a real life problem. If we are solving a real life problem, then we have to make sure that solution is actually being utilized by another person, regardless of their geographic location, regardless of their color, regardless of their abilities, and regardless of their knowledge. So we have to make sure that they have to be experiencing that thing. So first of all, you must be thinking about that, Namrata. Okay, we have app in the ground, and what could be possible challenges for all of us. So I would like to help you understand that even if the people doesn't have any impairment or maybe any disability, there would be a lot of challenges on the platform. But I would help you to understand with an example. First of all, for instance, you have an idea to open a bank account, right? You open a bank account, and now you went to the bank, and they says that, okay, you have to fill a form, right? And at that time, form is not available, so they wanted you to go digitally, right? We wanted to help them understand that now you can open a bank account on a digital platform. You just fill up a form, just submit it, and just the further procedure go on. So for instance, you open an app, right? And you fill out the details. But for instance, the font size or maybe the color is too contrast that you might not able to understand. And that happened with me as well. Just a persona I'm talking about. That could happen with anybody. You might not able to understand, right? What is it asking, or the fonts are very small. Maybe you cannot understand due to the complexity of the application, or even, for instance, person who have vision impairments, how they'll get to know that what they need next, or what is it asking in the form, right? There would be a lot of difficulties, I would say, in the functioning of the app, and that is really, really challenging for users, for like us as well, to understand due to the poor navigations, poor designs, poor features, and even not enough having accessibility features as well. So people who have hearing impairments might even not understand if they had the text to speech feature, they might not understand. Maybe why? Because it's too complex for them to understand. So this is how there are some small, there are some big, and there are some medium level challenges for every one of us. It might not be heard, it might not be seen anywhere, it might not be written anywhere, but we have to be very cautious. So yeah, so dealing with these challenges, we need to have clarity, right? We have to make sure that experience is for everyone, regardless of their abilities. You bring out a solution on the platform, you put it on the table to say that, okay, this is the solution, we are solving a real life problem. But are we making sure that that experience is for everyone? Is it making sure that, is it inclusive to all type of people? There could be people with different abilities. It could be visual, hearing, cognitive, speech, mobility, and neural. So are we making sure that people who have different abilities are being targeted? Are we covering that? We have to make sure that people who have impairments in different categories also, they are experiencing, they are actually accessing that facilities and features in the app very well. So these are some abilities that could be, in an impairment zone that we have to take care of. So yeah, so talking about the vision, right? Whenever we bring out the solution, or maybe whenever we talk about in an environment, we have to have a set vision. And I would say a set vision is like core. It's like POUR, which stands for perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. What does that vision means? It actually says that whenever you are designing a solution, right, you have to make sure first that that solution is actually being understandable by a person, not needing assistance, not needing a separate one-to-one communication with someone else to understand that feature. That could be a first thing. Second is, it should be that easy to navigate it, right? It should be that understandable. For instance, if there is any digital content and they are engaging it very well, they are not facing any glitch or maybe any hardware related dependencies. For instance, people who are visually impaired, they might use narrators, right? That's the assistive technologies. So are we making sure that the solution is dependent or independent of that technology? Are we making sure that narrators or assistive technologies are fully functioning on that solution? Or is it like ignoring that part and making sure that we deliver a simple solution? So are we thinking about that operations? We have to, right? Next is perceivable. There could be some images or text. Are we making sure that the images or maybe text are being well informed to the people? Are they being accessing it, or is it being stopping someone just because of their impairments, right? So there are a lot of visions, right? But these four visions are the common visions, I would say. We have to make sure that whatever solution we get it, we make sure that it is easy to understand, easy to navigate it, and easy to absorb it as well. And making sure that these solutions are being designed very well, that it is actually including the proper assistive technologies, because we could use it, right? So this is a vision. Second is the design support, right? Whenever we create an app, it could be Power App right now because we are enforcing Power Apps at the moment. For instance, I create a Power App, right? And we have to make sure that once we create a Power App, we have to be mindful of a lot of things. First could be the font size. Even if I see a very small font size, I won't be able to understand it. It's like I have to put my glasses on and be zoom screen and to understand. It's really hard, and I might not take interest in filling any form, not even a bank form. Even I'll skip the steps or maybe just ignore it at the moment. So yeah, so in Power Apps we can be mindful of fonts. Second is we should avoid pop-ups, right? Why we are saying it? Because whenever we have pop-ups on the screen, we use assistive technology. For instance, assistive technology might hear it, might read it, and if I hear it, I'll hear two things. First is, what are the contents on the pop-ups? Second, what are the contents behind the pop-up? So because of that, my assistive technologies are confused. Along with that, I am also confused. So both are confused at the same time. So this is the way where we can ignore this part as much as we can, and we have to make sure that we are aligning with our designs as well. Third point is that we have to be very logical. Whatever navigations, whatever designs we create in our application, we have to make sure that layout is so easy, it is so navigable, that we do not need to call us support care, customer care, or maybe do not need assistance from third party. Maybe even do not need to call someone, that what's written here, I cannot understand, something like that. So we can make sure that we follow proper contrast colors just to be soothing in our eyes, because even if we are, seeing very light colors or something like that, it actually disturbs, the eyes. We might not understand it properly. Yeah. So these are some of the design support that is very crucial. It might not look like that, but believe me, once the solution is live for everyone, regardless of the geographic location, these four components play a vital role. Apart from that, once we create a solution in the Power Apps, there might be some of the use case scenarios where people are like we design a solution, we do a low code, no code in the Power Apps, but how are we making sure that we could track it? How we can make sure the accessibility features are being tracked, and how we make sure that we can implement it in a right way, right? So best part is that Power Platform gives the feature of accessibility checker. This is the best part. I really appreciate this, that it's an accessibility checker. In the accessibility checker, we get a lot of features, right? First is they could help us to understand what is the errors, what are the warnings, and what are the tips, right? And how it is working, it analyzes your entire app, right? It analyzes, it actually provides you the errors. For instance, you forgot to add any label which is being heard out by narrator, for instance. So it will help you to understand that where the label is required and where you can provide the text on that. It could be on images, it could be on a input text, right? You can give it a label to that, so that people who have vision impairment, for instance, they can easily understand that what are their next steps. And due to this will help developers also to understand that people who are experiencing maybe vision impairment, for instance, they can easily understand it. And this is how tips are being provided, the warnings and the errors, just to resolve the issues. Next is navigation with screen readers. This is the best part for people who have vision impairments. They uses the assistive technology. I have been I've been interacting with a lot of people with different zones, I would say, and I have heard from that they never heard about assistive technologies, and it was really shocking for me as well at the moment. So I wanted to understand that how's that possible, first of all. Second is this is a basic technology which everyone should be aware of. I wanted to make sure that people are very well aware of the assistive technologies which are already present in our system. So for Windows, we have the narrator, and in Microsoft Edge, we definitely have the translations, as well as the her read aloud features. And in macOS, we have Safari and VoiceOver. So these are some assistive technologies which help people to hear the text, right? They convert it to text to speech, and they hear it very loud. Even sometimes I use it also, because whenever you are busy with your work and you might to understand what is written on a fast pace, you can read it, you can just hear it, right? Both the facilities are present. So we have to be mindful that even if we are developing an app, let's try from our end as well. Just turn on the navigators, just turn on it and just experiences from their perspective. Experience it how they'll understand the input and output. So this is the first step that you can take. That open an app, use a scan mode, and then check the features. How is it actually working for people, right? So this is the first part. Second is how we can leverage AI into solutions. So artificial intelligence, of course, is I would say, the trending part. But are we making sure that AI technologies are being, well utilized? Are we making sure? We have to, actually, because in Power Platform, we have a very good features like AI builder models. It helps us to understand that can we make a pre-built model, can we make a custom model, and how we can leverage it, right? We have to differentiate between the use cases. For instance, if I want to extract information from invoices, right, and wanted to make sure that the information which is written in the which has been mentioned in invoices are being heard out loud to the people who are actually being a user to the app. So how we can do it? We can do it by using AI models. What they'll do is they'll extract the data from the invoices, they'll capture the data in the backend, and then they represent it in a form of what you say, text to speech format, and then the audio is being heard to that people. So this is how in the back end AI engineering is being happening, and this is how we can leverage AI models here. So of course Power Apps do support these AI builder models. This is really a good feature, and mark my words that this is an innovation, I would say, that's been happening in Power Platform. So due to the AI models, we can definitely create custom models, design it based on use cases. So it's totally up to us what we think and what we define. Second is there are some features where you can create your own models, but you can also utilize cognitive services. So these services are already being present in Microsoft Azure portal. The best part is that you can integrate these services using APIs from Azure directly to Power Platform. And believe me, I'll right now show you also that what are the services which has been provided in Azure right after demo. I'll give you a walkthrough of all the services which has been currently present. And this is the innovation, I would say, that people can bring onto the table. The AI services are being present for emotion and video detection. It could be for facial and speech and vision recognition, and definitely for people who have different impairments, or maybe people who wanted an extended capability in their application, they can definitely utilize these features. Next is the speech and language understanding. For instance, people who wanted to understand that what is written in a summary format, that could also be done because we have AI services, and even the video can be, being translated in a format of the summary. So we have a lot of features here in the platform, and it's on us that we could use a connector, and by using connector, we call the API services from Microsoft Azure directly to the Power Platform. So Power Platform is not stopping any services at the moment. They are actually helping to integrate it with external platforms, and they have 1,000+ connectors, and 1,000+ connectors are being connected to a lot of external services. So even if you wanted to connect with custom vision, they have the connector for custom vision, and they connect it, and then they can utilize it using APIs. And of course, the billing happens on the usage. That's the standard, I would say, format for every API usage. So yeah, so this is the Azure Cognitive Services. Next is virtual agents, and this is one of the very, I would say, what do you say, in a word where I say it's an interactive, right? Interactive service, I would say, in a Power Platform, because this is something like which is an add-on to any capabilities. Even if you attempt to create a website and now you wanted to make sure a chatbot is being present on the website, right? And here you come with Power Virtual Agents for websites who wanted to have active support care, system. So they can utilize the Power Virtual Agents. For instance, that I wanted to understand what is being there in the website. I couldn't understand due to the poor navigation, or maybe the poor digital content, and even due to the complexity of the system. For instance, banking system is really complex for me. Even I do not understand it easily, right? So for that, I would definitely go with a chatbot and definitely ask some frequently asked questions, or maybe some common questions. So here, Power Virtual Agents could play a vital role because it saves a lot of time. It answers common questions. It even plays with artificial intelligence world and offers you some services. And that could be if you wanted to hear out loud what customer support care is saying. So yeah, so here you can get it translated plus hear it. Because in a normal standard call, I am totally sure that one language is being spoken. If I'm a French person and I call a customer care right now in a different country, for instance, they'll speak their language, for instance, right? And I might not understand it. But if I use Power Virtual Agent and a chatbot, I might say that I wanted to understand it in French language, right? And even I wanted to hear it loud, right? So these two services on the go, I can avail it in a Power chatbot, right? So these are some of the services where we can leverage Power Virtual Agents. So next part is, let me go to the demonstration Yeah, so this is a demonstration. Firstly, I'll bring you to the Power App. I'll first introduce this is a Power platform where we can create Power apps, right? We can create Canvas apps, and we can start with the templates, right? We can start with the blank app. For instance, you want to have a blank canvas, we can start with that. We have data sources. We have Dataverse as a data source, SharePoint, Excel, SQL, images. We can get started with any template. And for people who are very good designers, who have already designed their app on Figma, they can even get started with that piece as well. They can integrate the Figma directly and they can get started with the applications, right? So this is how we start an app, and I'll show you that where the AI builder models. For instance, AI Hub is for AI builder models, where you can check out the AI models here. You have pre-built models, you have custom build models, and of course, for custom build models, you have to create your own. So yeah, so you can also get some learnings from here that how we can create, custom models. And yeah, so we have prompts as well and AI models here. So these are some pre-built models like document processing. For that, extract custom information from documents. We have invoice processing. So these are some already pre-built models for use cases who wanted to utilize it just to save their time. They can get started with these models. We have prediction level, we have category classifications. So these are some common models. But yes, for your instance, for your use case, you can create your own. Apart from that, we have Power Platform, we have chatbots. And for chatbots, you can come here and you can create your own chatbots. But let me get started with our application. And of course, you can use Copilot. I am sure that people are well aware about the Copilots. It's a part of, extended version where we can integrate it in our application to make it much faster and innovative, to get instant answering on any data on the applications, right? You can also get started with the data. If that's connected with your backend, it could be SQL, it could be SharePoint, it could be Dataverse. So Dataverse, I would say for Dataverse, we would say Dataverse is a kind of a common database that could be accessible to your Power BI, to your Power Apps, to your Power Virtual Agents, to your Power Pages. So it's like a common database for every component of Power Platform. So right now, I'll show you that how we can create an application. And let me go here. So I'll show you that how an application is being created to make sure that it's being accessible, of course, to everyone. I'll show you like how we can make sure that people who have vision impairment, for instance, how they can access the app and how they'll access. We have to be thoughtful from their perspective as well. So for instance, I have a screen here, right? I can read it. I can see it. People are happy, people are smiling, people are enjoying. I can definitely feel that energy at the moment, right? I can feel it. I can see it. It asks to write my name. I can see it. I'll write my name. All right. I write my name. I submit it, right? For instance, right? But what about people who have vision impairments? How they'll see? If they're not using assistive technology, first of all, they'll not understand what is here. Second, what is it asking to give an input, maybe, or they miss out the important part from the image. They might not even understand what's there in the image. Is it like related to banking information, or is it like just a logo, or is it like an ad, or maybe it's like something else? They might miss it, or it could be something else, right? They'll miss it. How they'll miss it? Let me show you. I'm a developer. I have to think from their perspective. Like, what I'll do is I'll come here, I'll add an image here. My duty is that I'll add an accessible label here. It's my duty, right? If I do not do this, I am making sure that people who have vision impairments will be losing this part, will not understand what's there in it. privilege, right? So we are indirectly leaving them behind from experiencing this, right? So right now I am writing here, people laughing in the group picture, right? I'm writing here, people laughing in the group picture, right? We have mentioned the accessible label. That means people who are using assistive technology will definitely hear this and they might bring a smile on their face. We never know. Second is input. For instance, if I do not have vision impairments, I can definitely say it says enter your name, right? I'll write my name. But for people who have vision impairments, how they'll get to know? Even assistive technology will not understand, right? So for that also, I'll give accessible label here. That means assistive technology will read out loud. It says, write your name, please. I'm making sure that I'll hear this and I'll enter my name, right? So I'll write my name here and now I'll show you that how this is being performed. So let me turn on the narrator here and let me show you. So this is how narrator looks like. This is the accessibility and this is the narrator, which is like assistive technology for people who can hear it, you know. So let me turn on the narrator. So is it possible, Hamid, that you could confirm if you could hear out the narrator speaking, just to make sure that everybody could hear it out?
Could you please play it? Is it playing now?
Yes, let me play this. Can you hear it now?
No, no, it's not audible. Oh, something I can hear, but it's not understand. It's a little bit from away.
Okay, but is it audible?
No, not unfortunately that much.
Okay, okay. Now confirm if it's audible.
Yes, it's working now.
Is it audible now?
Yes, it was, yeah. It's
Okay,
working.
perfect. So let me bring it to the narrator. So how people use it, they'll activate this narrator and then
scan, contain, accessibility error, fade, question, scan,
so I can clearly see that narrator just spoke people laughing in the group picture. And narrator, of course, speak out loud about this image, right? And now hear it, what narrator will speak next for the input. So right now, it says my name because it's right. Right. So if I have vision impairment for the moment, I'll hear it right now that it says that write your name, please. So by hearing out this, I'll know that now it's my action to do. Even if I'm entering into the community, I'll know that it asks my name. So I'll write my name here, right? I'll write my name here and I'll submit it. Right? So this is how some action happens. And if I have the pop-ups, coming onto my face, it will read the pop-up, it will read this content also. So I'll be confused that my narrator is speaking too much. What is the exact action that I have to take? So this is how the narrator works here. So let me, turn out above.
To the community.
So this is a small action which I wanted to showcase it because people are not aware of this, right? I wanted to make sure that people should be well aware that whatever solution we design, whether it's a power platform or whether it's in another platform, right? Regardless of any platform even, we are aware well and good, because we are dealing with people, all kind of people. I am making sure that this solution is accessible to everyone, right? So right now, even if I see this image, now people have different backgrounds, maybe different geographic locations, even different abilities. They can understand it, that people are laughing in the group picture. So this is how I made sure that this experience, this is a very small experience, I would say, but I am making sure that this experience is being, absorbed by everyone. So this is a very short demo. And of course, you can add any other content as well. Even if I write something, maybe it asks something else. For instance, after name, it asks that, maybe it says, enter your, for instance, enter your country, right? So even if I have the form which is extending for other operations and ask for input, so this is where I can add controls. So this is how you add controls here. You have a lot of options here to, add media images. And of course, you have option to add videos, you have option to add audio. And even this audio plays a vital role, because once we get the audio files for people who wanted to hear out loud, we have the option to add an audio. Even microphone as well. If you wanted to ask anything on the app that please show me, and it gives a command, then this command is being taken and the backend processing happens. So this is how I can take the leverage from the given controls in the Power Platform. And how to connect to a Azure service. This is here I can connect it with connectors. For instance, I have SQL connector. I can see that Power Platform actually helps me to connect with SQL using this connector. And we have to make sure that connectors who have diamond button, it means that it is premium. But for connectors who are, standard, for instance, the custom vision. So this is a service by Azure, custom vision. So this is standard, doesn't have any diamond. That means it is not costing you anywhere, right? Using this connector in the Power Platform. So I can use the connector here. And how it happens, it actually made a connection. Let me, show you, because I have already connected. So let me go here. I'll add a connection. And how the connection happens? We have the prediction key, which has already been present on your Azure Custom Vision portal. You can get the keys from there, and then after that, you can have your site URL. So you enter the details and then you connect that. So that means you are connected with the external world. That means Azure service. That's one of the Azure service, I would say. So this is how you connect with the external world. So let me show you on the Power Platform after that how we navigate it. So here we come on the Microsoft Azure. This is the Azure portal. And let me go to the home screen. So this is the home screen. You go to the Azure AI services, right? We have all services. So you can see, a bunch of services here. You can see the categories here. Like, for instance, I wanted to go to AI and machine learning services because I want to integrate maybe a service in my Power Platform. So I'll go here. Let me show you to custom vision, for instance, because I showed you the content. So for custom vision instance also, what you do is you'll create one service, right? You create one service, and for you want it for prediction and training, you'll select for both, and then you choose your subscriptions and you enter your details for creating an instance and of course your resource group, and then you choose all the values. For instance, let me quickly show you here. Maybe I'll create a new one. Accessibility. So here you create one resource group and you select your location. I'll select this one, an instance. And then, okay. So yeah, so it's standard one. And then prediction tier, it's a standard one. And then I review it, create it. So this is how my first instance has been created. So once the instance has been created, I can utilize this services in my vision portal that's been already provided by Microsoft. I would say it's a custom vision portal where you can create your own custom models. And once you create your custom models in that platform, right, in that platform you can already fetch your API, your prediction keys. You'll get all the details there. And how we navigate to there, you actually take out all the details once it's been deployed. Let me deploy this. So once it's been deployed, you take the keys from here and you apply the key there in the vision portal, right? So yeah, so my model deployment is in progress. So this is how the vision services happen, right? Let me show you if I have the vision, create custom vision. Let me show you how the portal looks like. Yeah, so this is the custom vision portal. So this is a portal where we can create our own model. This is just an example for one of the Azure AI services. So this is just an example for one service. So this is how you create your custom model for custom vision. So this is how you upload image, train it, and evaluate it, of course. So this is how you create it, and then you can utilize your created Azure AI service, and then you integrate it in the custom vision model. So this is a mix and match of utilizing artificial intelligence in Power Platform. First step is that. Second is you are addressing all users. It's like you are providing them the universal experience. And third is you are making an inclusive environment. So this is how I am making sure that inclusivity happens in my solution and to the experience. So this is all from my side, and I'm open to the questions as well. So yeah, so this is a short summary about today's session. So of course you can connect with me on LinkedIn and of course on X as well. So yes, I'm open to the questions now.
Amazing. Thank you, Namrata. That was an exciting and great session. I was just sitting here and listening and learned a lot also on that area, because I'm mainly working on Azure side, but hearing mostly about this stuff is always exciting, and it's driving to learn more about this topic.
Thank you, Amir.
So it's time for questions. If there are any questions, just please write them in the comments. And we have Namrata here to use her experience to answer your questions. And with the question, you will get a 50% discount. So just correcting, the best question will get a 50% discount. But if you have like less questions, maybe we can provide them all. But if there are no, we have a comment from Aziz. Is thanking for the session. Thank you. Thanks for joining. If there are any questions, just put it in the comments. We have also audience joined from LinkedIn. I'm also checking for their comments. Okay, sounds like Namrata, you delivered an amazing session, and it's all clear. We don't get any questions. So anyone in this session, if you have any further questions, please, you can directly connect with Namrata or post your question under the comments of the session. We will promote the session afterwards, and it will be immediately available on YouTube. If you're interested to watch, if you missed the session, you can watch it again. And we will post it again with the YouTube link on socials and in learning rooms. So thanks much for joining. And in another Saturday, looking forward to see you next week. And thank you, Namrata, for this great session. And looking forward.
Thank you so much, Ahmed.
On the stage again, of course. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining today's session. It was really great having. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.